Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the Dean, class in session, and today we're going to talk about something that a lot of guys don't understand when it comes to the game. And in order to understand why a lot of guys are having trouble having sex with women, because they don't ever take the time to understand the rules of the game when it comes to sex and women. And what I'm going to talk about today are the three things that you need to make sure you can hit. And if you can hit these three things, your chances of having sex with a woman is going to get in the 90% range easily. And the beautiful thing about these three things, you can move these things faster. Now, before I say all of this, I do want to let you guys know that if a woman is interested in you sexually, then all of this is null and void. It doesn't matter. If a woman is into you sexually, then you're excluded from this. But if you know a woman and you struggling and you trying to get at her and all this other stuff, and you don't know what to say and you don't know what to do and all this other stuff, then this is going to actually apply to you. So I need y'all to understand how this thing works. See, a lot of people don't understand the rules of sexual, not the rules of sex, but the rules when it comes to middle to high hanging fruit. I'm not talking about raggedy women that want to sleep with you because they raggedy. I'm talking about women that you see that you like, okay, you know, more of a classy woman. And yes, classy women can give the ass up really fast too, so it doesn't exclude them like you gotta take them to dinners. It's not about the dinners or anything like that. Most importantly, it is about what you trigger in her. And I'm gonna break down the three triggers so you guys can have an understanding that as long as you look at this blueprint right here, you will understand why it is you're not getting sex or why it is you're close to having sex. First three triggers that you need to have, or you've got to hit, the very first trigger is going to be this weird thing called trust. Trust is a very important thing to a woman because a woman is not going to give her body up to someone she doesn't trust. But like I said before, we've got to exclude the person that she wants to have sex with. If she wants to have sex with you, as I said before, this doesn't count. But every woman doesn't want to sleep with every guy. But every guy has a false interpretation that if he takes her to dinner or anything like that, he's gonna have a shot at her, and that's not the game, and that's not what's gonna happen. The most important thing a man has to do and has to lock in is trust. If you do not get trust from a woman, then it is at that point where you will never get sex. A woman is not gonna give herself away to somebody that she does not trust. If she doesn't trust you, she is not going to do anything. I mean, she'll kind of keep you at a distance, but nothing's going to happen really. Nothing really is going to happen sexually. So what we got to make sure in all of this, that when we're working on what we are, who we are, and what we're doing, we got to make sure that hitting trust doesn't mean sex. Trust only means that she trusts you. That's it. And her trusting you doesn't mean she wants to sleep with you. It does not work that way, okay? I just want to make sure you understand that. Because if you can hit trust, then you're close to getting it. But I'm not going to say you're going to get it, because there are women out there that meet guys all the time that they mess with and they trust, and then all of a sudden they're not giving up anything to that person. So just remember, trust is very important in all of this. The next thing past the trust is called emotional trust. Now, this is on a depth and level of those that have game to know that there's going to be a deeper connection, because the emotion itself doesn't have a criteria in what a person is to be connected to him. How do you know you're in emotional trust? Emotional trust means that She not only trusts you, but she trusts sharing her feelings with you. When a woman says to you, you know what, I'm thinking about you. I miss you. You're on my mind. I was thinking about, I want to see you. You have a cute smile. You have pretty eyes. Your hair looks nice. I like the way you dress. I like the way you look. I like your style. That is a woman that is sharing her feelings, but please understand, emotional trust doesn't mean sex, but it means flirting. It means dipping your toe in something sexual. That means flirtatious banter. Oh, you can't handle me. Oh, you don't want this. You know you can't handle this. If I threw this on you. Just a woman flirting with you, because at that point, she knows that in order to get to emotional trust, you can't go towards friendship. You can't. You're never going to get emotional trust. Now, the emotional trust you'll get if you're in the friend zone is like you're a brother to me, and you don't want that kind of trust. So when you get to emotional trust, it's very important to know that is just her expressing how she feels. Now, please understand, just because a woman is feeling you, just because a woman is missing you, just because a woman is thinking about you, does not mean she wants to sleep with you. But it's closer than her trusting you. I would rather have a woman be on the emotional trust with me than trust, because that means I'm one step. You're just like you're one step towards the next thing. So once you get past, okay, so you have the trust, and then you have the emotional trust. So you hit once you hit the emotional trust, right? You get to the emotional trust. It is at that point that's when she expresses, I'm horny. She'll start telling you things, but it's light flirtation. But the one thing we cannot do when we get in emotional trust is we cannot take that ball and run with it and say, well, let me send you a dick pic. Let's smash. Come over my house. Because at that point, she's going to fall back. Because then she's going to realize I trusted you because I thought you were trustworthy, when all I see now is you just want to sleep with me, and that's not going to help you out at all. Now, the next level is where everything connects. Now, between emotional trust and sexual trust is the sweet spot of when I love to make a woman masturbate. Because it is at that point, not only does she trust me with her feelings, but before she goes all the way in, I want to make sure that I give her a sample of what it's going to be like. The one thing that's very important to me when it comes to the next step is the sweet spot between emotional trust and sexual trust. That's what I call a sweet spot. And that sweet spot is when the woman herself, okay, that means that in this circumstance, in this situation, that she is so connected to me, but she kind of wants to give me the sex, or she wants to give it to me. But the beautiful thing that I want to do as far as the sexual trust is that's when I want to get the first orgasm without touching her. That's why I love touching her without touching her, because it's at that point and it's at that moment. I'm sure I could go to her place and smash or whatever, but I want to build up the situation. I want to build it up. So in order to build it up, I want to have more of a deeper connection, Because sexual trust is saying that I trust you with my body. I trust that you know what you're doing. I trust that you can handle me. I trust that I trust that you can recognize when I'm feeling uncomfortable, meaning that if I'm dry on the inside or you're hurting me in some way, not in a mean way, but we're having sex and it's hurting me, that I trust that you're not going to keep going. You're going to back off and either stop what we're doing or we move to another position in which I feel more comfortable in doing. So once you become that guy, that's when she wants to give herself to you. But see, what's important here is that I don't want any of you guys trying to force the sexual trust. The sexual trust is going to be much deeper when she's actually feeling you. You want her to feel you to a point where I need you. I don't just need you. I need to feel your lips, your touch. I need to feel you. I've got this insatiable appetite for you, or this insatiable appetite for sex, and only you're the only one that can satisfy my appetite. And I have no problem telling you I'm horny. I have no problem masturbating. I have no problem sending you nude photos and let you watch me. I want you to see what I'm like, because now at that point I want to show you what it can do and what we can be if the two of us got together. And where most guys go wrong in all of this is that because if a woman recognizes that all you're trying to do is get between her legs, you've got to go through other doors. But when you have this game, you can get through these doors quickly. Because a lot of people think, oh my God, it's a lot of work. What do you mean? I've got to do all these magical tricks. No, you don't have to do all that. You have to do anything. You can show her why you're the guy. The only way to show her why it's you and to make sure is at the end of the day by creating this sexual trust, by letting her have the insatiable appetite through free will, where she doesn't feel like you had a gun to her head, she doesn't feel pressured, or she doesn't feel that she has to do it. When she needs it, they're going to move differently, and they're going to talk differently, and they're going to act differently. She's going to move that way. So just remember, gentlemen, the most important, these three important things are very important, because if you can hit those guys, if you can hit any of those three guys, you got a good chance. But remember, it's levels. Remember, it's always going to be levels. First level, what? Trust. Second level, emotional trust. Third level, after emotional, sexual. And if you can hit those guys, you're in. So just remember, you got a blueprint now. So if ever you mess up, you'll know where you're at, because you probably rushed it. You tried to get between her legs without building something to show her your value and to show her your worth. And when you can do that, guys, you can always change up the game. And that's what the game is all about. Changing it up bit by bit, one step at a time.